Welcome back. We are talking all about aligning your home decor with the seasons, support well-being, especially for those of you out there who are empaths and going through menopause.
That's right.
We have a really fascinating area to explore here because it touches on how sensitive we are to our environments, especially during times of a significant change in our lives.
Right, and especially for empaths during menopause.
For anyone listening who is unfamiliar with that term, an empath is someone who's deeply in tune with the emotions and energies around them. They tend to absorb these feelings like a sponge almost, which can be a real gift, but it can also be a challenge, particularly during menopause when everything's changing.
You've got hormonal fluctuations, emotional changes, all of that going on, and then you combine that with an empath's natural sensitivity. Creating a supportive home environment becomes essential.
So we've got a few articles here that we've been looking at on empath well-being and home decor. One thing that really stood out to me is how an empath's home can either amplify or buffer their sensitivity.
Your home can either add to the energetic noise or become a sanctuary, a place of peace, and it's especially important during menopause when everything feels heightened.
Are there any principles we can keep in mind as we're trying to create these really supportive spaces for ourselves?
One of the most important things is to tune in to your senses, As empaths, we're just naturally sensitive to our surroundings, so pay attention to what feels good to you on every level.
It's not just about how things look, but also how they feel and how they smell, even how they sound.
Notice how different textures make you feel. Do you crave softness and warmth, or do you prefer things that are more crisp and cool? Pay attention to scents. Do certain essential oils or fragrances uplift you, or do they feel too strong? What about sound? Does the sound of running water calm you, or do you prefer silence?
I've never thought about decorating in such a multi-sensory way before.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in just the visual aspects, but for empaths, those subtle sensory details can make a huge difference.
In creating that harmonious space, what other key principles are there that we should be thinking about?
Decluttering is so important. For empaths, clutter can feel like energetic noise, and it can be really overwhelming during menopause when you're already dealing with a lot of internal shifts.
I definitely feel more scattered and anxious when my house is cluttered.
It's like your energy's getting tangled up and all that stuff. So it helps to have a regular decluttering practice, even if it's just for 15 minutes a day. Go and personalize your space. Surround yourself with things that bring you joy, whether it's, crystals or books or family photos. Make it a reflection of you.
How do we make our homes that sanctuary? The articles talk a lot about aligning your decor with the changing seasons.
Just like you change your wardrobe with the seasons, right? You shift from lighter clothes to heavier clothes. Same idea with your home. Adjusting your home's ambiance can create that sense of harmony with what's going on outside.
So let's get into some specifics here and how we can align our homes with the seasons. Why don't we start with winter? Because that's when I feel my need for cozy nesting the most.
Well, winter is a great time to think about embracing the Danish concept of hygge. It's all about cultivating a feeling of cozy contentment. So think about soft textures, warm lighting, inviting nooks, a place where you can just curl up and recharge.
I am feeling more relaxed just thinking about it. What kind of textures are we talking about?
Plush throws, fluffy pillows, maybe a sheepskin rug, anything that invites you to just sink in and feel enveloped in warmth and coziness.
What about lighting? As I know, harsh overhead lights are just an energy zapper for me, especially in those darker winter months.
One up for softer, warmer light sources. Candles are great for creating ambiance. And, having a fireplace, even if it's electric, can add that extra sense of grounding and warmth.
So winter's all about embracing that cozy vibe. What about when we transition into spring? How do we bring that sense of renewal and fresh energy into our homes?
Spring is a wonderful time to lighten things up, literally and energetically. So think about bringing in elements that evoke that feeling of new beginning.
Okay, I'm seeing lots of fresh flowers and greenery in my mind.
Flowers are so important for lifting your mood and bringing in that vibrant energy. Don't forget about houseplants either. They not only purify the air, but they also add a sense of life and vitality to a space. There are a lot of plants associated with positive energy, but I think what matters most is choosing plants that you personally connect with. If a particular plant makes you feel happy or peaceful, that's a good sign. It's working for you. And then think about incorporating lighter colors and fabrics into your decor. Maybe bring in some pastel hues or floral patterns to create that sense of airiness.
I find just opening windows and letting the fresh air in during the spring makes such a huge difference.
It's symbolic too. You're letting that stagnant energy disperse and fresh energy flow in.
It's like a cleansing.
Yes. Woo! Consider adding a water feature, like a small fountain or even just a bowl of water with floating flowers. The sound of running water is incredibly soothing and can create that sense of tranquility.
I love that, especially during menopause when things can feel a little out of control. Having those grounding elements, I think, can be really helpful. So what about summer? How do we capture that sense of vibrant energy and warmth in our homes?
Summer is about embracing those bright, joyful colors and bringing in elements that remind you of sunshine and outdoor adventures.
So what kind of colors should we be looking for?
Think sunny yellows, ocean blues, maybe some pops of coral or turquoise. It's a time to be playful with your decor.
So bringing the outdoors in, I love having fresh flowers in the house during the summer, but are there other ways to do that?
You can use natural materials like rattan wicker or bamboo. Those are perfect for summer. Or, you could incorporate botanical prints or artwork featuring landscapes or seascape. It's all about creating that feeling of warmth, vibrancy, and connection to the natural world.
So it's not just about making our homes look like summer. It's about capturing that summer feeling.
And don't forget about scent. Summer is a great time to play around with essential oil, citrus or lavender. They can really create an uplifting and refreshing atmosphere.
It's like creating an aromatherapy oasis in your own home. So then as we transition into fall, how do we create that sense of cozy grounding as the days get shorter and the weather turns cooler?
Fall is all about warmth and texture, that feeling of slowing down. So think about using those rich, earthy tones like deep reds, burnt oranges, and golden yellows.
They feel comforting and inviting.
And think about layering textures, chunky knit blankets, velvet pillows, woven rugs. You want to create that feeling of warmth and comfort as you transition into those colder months.
What about bringing in natural elements like fall foliage and dried flowers?
Natural elements are key for grounding you and connecting you with that energy of the season. You can also use elements like woodstone or gourds that create a rustic and cozy vibe.
You can retreat from all the busyness of the world and just be present.
And don't forget about scent. Fall is a great time to use things like cinnamon clove or vanilla, just to enhance that warm and inviting atmosphere.
So we've covered all the different seasons and how we can align our homes with them. So it's not just about making our homes look pretty. It's about making them feel good on a deeper level.
You want to create a space that truly nourishes your well-being and helps you to navigate the ups and downs of menopause with more ease and grace. It's about creating a space that feels like the true sanctuary, a place where you can recharge, reconnect with yourself, and feel supported. And remembering, there aren't any rigid rules here. It's about trusting your intuition and making choices that feel good to you.
Well, this has been such a fascinating deep dive. I feel like I have a whole new perspective on home decor and how it can support us and our well-being. So as we wrap up today, we'd love to leave you with a final thought to consider. Could intentionally aligning your home with the seasons and your own internal rhythms really help you to navigate the emotional intensity of being an empath, particularly during menopause?
Thanks for joining us today. After all this talk about ways to self-nurture, next you may want to watch the 5-minute meditation for calming menopause anxiety shown on the end screen.